Hello and welcome to the Saturday Wrap for Saturday the 28th of August 2021. I'm in Hereford. I'm in the King's Fee. They have a fibre to the cabinet connection, so this will be 1080p. And what a difference a week makes. This time last week in Barry, hammering down with rain, not the best of times at all. In the interim, been really hot, really summery, cool overnight, fresh in the morning, grey, but still summer. It's been good. So if you haven't seen this before, this is me blathering on about things that happened to me in the week. There's a bit of politics, there's a lot of beer, there's a lot of tech, and there's just stuff. So to start with, the word or the phrase of the week: beanoing. Mini Beanos, I'm on MB02, that's Mini Beano 02 for 2021 this week. Usually I like to have a Mini Beano a month, but you know, COVID and emergency Beanos like in Barry and such like, so I have been, well, on leave, and I've been enjoying myself, and my liver has been taking a battering. And it's one of those things where a change is as good as a rest. And when I get back, I could really do with a rest. But, you know, things. So, the app of the week, actually it's a family of apps. Railway apps. I bought some tickets for TFWRail. They do Apple Pay, they come straight to your phone, you have to activate them and all that sort of thing. That's alright, and you have to have an account and that. I also bought some tickets for West Midlands Railway. Didn't sign in, had a guest account. All you need to do is give them an email address. They don't do Apple Pay, which is a disappointment, but they email you your tickets, and there are two little icons on there, and if you want, they will just dump into the secure enclave the wallet on your iPhone, and then you're in business. If you don't have an iPhone, the PDFs are there and you just scan them. I was very impressed, but it could have done with Apple Pay. I don't think it's that hard to implement, but what can you do? Anyway, oh yeah, Great Western Railway app. Nothing special about it. Sends your tickets straight to your wallet, but you do get nectar points with it. I think it's 2 points for every pound, which is not to be sneezed at. I need to go back to Bristol. No, God, I need to go to everywhere, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, so last Saturday, I went to Barry, with Sir Sam, for the fast Wi-Fi and the beers and such like, and I thought Craft Republic opened at 11 o'clock. Turns out it does, but only for takeaways. And there was steam engine next door to it running up and down the track, and it looked really good in the hammering down with rain British summertime. Anyway, came back at 12 after rejoining the Sir Sam Romilly, and what a great afternoon. I stuck to halves. I think I did have 1/3 when it was up to about 10%. I had lots of fine ales and I was roaring, but the whole place is just really, really good, and it's like I need to go back there again. And it's a verified venue on Untapped. Yeah, did I say they were very friendly? I'll say it again, they were very friendly and very helpful. Anyway, next step, Sunday, pruning the front garden. There's trees, well, bushes and roses and all that sort of stuff. I suppose what with all the weather and all that, they just grow. So I stopped weeding the back and started doing the front, and now I'm going to need to start weeding the back again. Just can't win. Monday, Costa coffee. I went to Newport. They say they're now open at 7 o'clock on Commercial Street. They're not. However, the station's supposed to be open at 6 o'clock or 6:30. It was. It's been a recurring theme of the week When does Costa Coffee open? Can you trust what it says on the doors? I don't blame the staff. The staff are usually lovely, but the website and what they say on the doors and everything is confused. Especially this morning. Said 6:30 start this morning. I got there at 7. It looked like it was an 8 o'clock kick-off. Mind you, there's a sort of market square and there are various stalls there. A large cappuccino and a bacon roll, which is what I have in Costa Coffee. Creature of habit. Anyway, talking of opening, the Harbour Fish Bar on Monday, not open. How disappointing that is. You sometimes get that, things not being open on a Monday or whatever, but a chippy? Anyway, there's a chippy behind it's by the bus station, Ezekiel's or something like that. They advertise on Facebook. They were more expensive than the Harbour Fish Bar, but huge portions. Anyway, so I spent the afternoon in Tiny Rebel, where I still don't know about that big green wall. It's like stuff is growing out of it. It's not, but I think it means they're organic. Well, most of the beers are I'm going to say vegan. They are vegan, but very good. Hazy Jane, my staple in a pub in the morning. A bottle of Hazy Jane, please. Newport's fine. Caerphilly, not a sign of it. And it's on the app in Caerphilly, which confuses me about stock control. Anyway, Hereford, no problem. Worcester, no problem. I don't know about Ludlow because I went straight to the brewery. And talking of breweries and pubs and that, both First Ministers, Mr. Drakeford and I can't think of a name up in Scotland, you know the one, they're both talking about further lockdowns. Yeah, cases. What they don't tell you is, these cases, are they serious? Do they end up in hospital? Hospital figures seem to be stable and quite low, but I do have a feeling, as COVID is a seasonal thing, that come September, October, we could be locked down again. So I'm going to try and get my Beanos in while I can, or refunds. Anyway, so Wednesday, MBO2, and because of Costa, I started out a little bit later, and it was light. If you're coming cross country, or even if you're coming up the A449 in the dark, it's not pleasant. But it was still light, and it was good, and I jumped on a train, Transport for Wales Rail. It's funny, Hereford Station, wholly in England, run by Transport for Wales. The journey, Hereford to Ludlow, with one stop in the way, on a Transport for Wales train. As usual, the train was late. As usual, the train was packed, and also coming back, packed and late. Yeah. Thank you, Welsh Assembly Government. I know you don't like being called up because you nationalised them, and they're still rather poor. Someone needs to get a grip there. The next day, Thursday, was it Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday. Popped up to Worcester, West Midlands Railway train. Train arrived early. It was much bigger. It was air-conned. It was much better journey, and coming back as well. Yeah. Talking of Worcester, I went to the postal order. There are 2 spoons in Worcester. One's a hotel, and the other, the postal order, is just round the corner. It's up for sale, which is a great shame. It is my favourite of the 2 spoons, and right next to the railway station. And a bit of a time situation there as well. Time is a thing this week. I went to Hopload, which is a imitation of the Hereford Beer House. They did ask, by the way, and they usually open at 11 and turned out to be 12. So I popped in the Triple B Belgian Cafe and had a bacon baguette and a fine ale. Really good place. Not cheap, but sometimes you just have to pay for quality. And then finish there, straight back into Hopload with a guy who calls his mother Dude. Didn't call me Dude. And then he did. Couple of German beers. Posting to /r beer. B-I-E-R. Enjoyed that. Yesterday? Oh, yesterday. Went back to the beer house. It started at 3 o'clock and it was invite only. A soft relaunch. There were tons of boxes of beers there. And I decided, because Johnny has been doing here's our new beers and they're all German ones, to do a German day. Not only did he have all the glassware for all the brews, one of them was earthenware, and it was actually the earthenware for a specific brew, not a brewery. It was great. And I was sitting in the corner watching the world go by. Well, actually, I was watching Johnny bouncing up and down because Ronaldo's coming back to Man United. He's a bit of a Man United fan. And he bounced and bounced and bounced and provided the finest of ales and the finest of glasses and receptacles. I'm off back there today and tomorrow. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, before that I had lunch in Spoons, the King's Fee, where I am at the moment. Actually started at 8, finished at 1:30. 5.5 hours just sort of disappeared. And all day brunch and some onion rings, and they had those little lemon hand wipe things. I wonder if they're new, but if they are, it's a very, very, very good idea. Bounced into CEX after that for a couple of DVDs and Blu-rays for the ripping for Plex. Apparently Plex has got a big security issue at the moment, both versions 7 and 6.2, and I think I've mentioned before I'm staying on 6.2 because I'm old and weary and I don't want the upgrade and all those reasons. I don't want to say anything for an easy life, but yeah, for an easy life, please. So yeah, finishing on a sad note. In the conversation yesterday, Johnny mentioned that he probably won't be there this time next year. Lives in a flat above it with Emily and their cats, who I saw yesterday. Very big cats. And he wants a house, and I think he's getting slightly older and looking for a more relaxed way of life. So he's had it priced up, possibly to sell as a going concern, or if not, just as a business. Good things never last. You have to make the most of them while you can. So I will be, and the only question I have to ask today is, okay, German Day yesterday, do I go for a World Day or do I go for a specific country? I'm possibly thinking an American Day, but I'm not really sure. I'm going to make it up as I go along, a bit like life. Anyway, thank you for watching, and bye bye. Turn off.